What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Guess what? Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up how I set up my OBS. Let me just say it that way, all right? You know, this might not work for everybody, but this is just how I do it. Again, I'm OneFrog9. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out, checking out the video. Stay tuned. This is just what's going to be happening here. So, yeah, pretty much this is OBS right here. Whew, look, we just disappeared into an infinite void, but I'm going to go ahead and just shift it like that because I want you to focus on this bottom part here. I don't want your eyes to get all discombobulated. But if I switch over here, see, here's it is. Scenes, sources, your mixer, some transition settings here, and just all this is pretty self-explanatory. Look, I consider OBS it's like the MS Paint of streaming, right? It's just very straightforward, clear, you know, instructions and buttons and tools. Obviously, when you get in the settings and some things like that can get a little more in the weeds, but for the most part, OBS will even just do some automatic setup for you. Let's pull up the settings here, and you know, you can take a look here. If I look at the output. I can't change anything right now because we're streaming, but once you first download OBS, it's going to automatically detect what the best use of the software is going to be. So, to be honest, I'm not going to go too deep in these settings. I'm really just looking at the setup here, because what I have here is kind of a specific thing. I will talk about hotkeys though, because they are super useful. Honestly, when I started using OBS, I saw the hotkeys and I'm like, I know I'm going to make great use of this, but I wasn't sure how. So, take some time to learn OBS, and then you'll have a better idea of what hotkeys you want to be using. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a weird. I'm listening to some music and it just keeps throwing ads over this like every 2 minutes. It's very rude. I'm multitasking here. But yeah, so with these hotkeys, the main ones that I'm looking at is start streaming, stop streaming. If you bind these to the same, the same hotkey, it's basically going to turn it into a toggle. So whenever I'm ready to go, all I got to do is hold Control Alt and hit numpad 0. I do have a full keyboard. I made that decision because I did want to have a whole bunch of extra buttons that I use for hotkeys. I even have a Midi control board that you can, there's other tools out there that you can use something like this, which I think is super cool. Can't really see it, but there it is. Use something like that, and it can read the output, or actually you can get software to read that keyboard's output, and then you can define, hotkeys that way. I used to do that, and then I had some problems. Everything still works. I just need to reset it up, basically. So start streaming, stop streaming is good. Recording is good as well. So all these, again, are pretty self-explanatory. Studio mode, basically, I'll show you in a second, but that's another one. And obviously, transition. I'm trying this for the first time. It's not working, so I might as well just get rid of that if I can. Oh, no, because oh, no, there we go. And that's pretty much it. But as we kind of get further on, I'll show you, because again, you can put hotkeys to jump to specific scenes and stuff like that, and then you can customize the transitions between all those. So that's just pretty much the hotkeys side of things. Mainly what I'm doing when I'm setting up my scenes, I like to start with a blank scene. Here it is. It's blank, as you can see. And then, this is a main scene. So this would be either where I'm playing a game or showing you guys and gals and folks out there, something on a screen or whatever. And that's kind of what this scene would be, this scene setup here. I probably will just leave it there. Let's go ahead and add another scene. We're going to call it start. And on this start scene, which I can't really edit now, can I? Without, I guess this is the one fatal flaw of my whole process. We'll go ahead and do this. We'll do the whole deal, and I'll just kind of talk y'all through it. So and then we'll do end. So this is just my set. This is just my way of setting this stuff up. It's automatically switching me to these empty. All these scenes are empty. But I'm going to work in this one scene, and we'll just kind of talk it through. So again, I start with a blank scene, and then I'll hit a hotkey to transition to the starting scene. What my starting scene looks like is over here. Let's go over here. So this is start here. So basically, it is a Stream Elements browser source. So you need to have an account with your stuff on it. You know, you're connecting your YouTube and all that stuff, and then you can customize it in the on Stream Elements backend. Make it however you need. You can it's almost like a little. This is an editor, an in-browser editor. So what I do is I'll take this source. We'll go ahead. That's save. That's fine. So this is just a generic Halo Infinite thing. You can find it on Stream Elements. Stream Elements has a whole bunch of overlays gallery here, right? If we click here, it'll give you all the setup that you need, right? If you like a certain style, you just say, oh man, I like talk show animated super theme. Cool. So I think the super themes are animated. Let's just see if we get a preview here real quick. If it takes too long, we'll just move on. It's taking too long. All right. Anyway, but as you can see there, here it goes. So all these are animated, and this one doesn't look too bad. Look, it's got these little movement things going on up here. Very interesting. Just kind of looking at this off the cuff. But anyway, moving back over here, I need to put this back. Why can't I read my own dang thing? Multitasking is fundamental, y'all. It truly, truly is. I'm just trying to make sure everything on this side's just working good. Sorry. Anyway, so as you can see, I have all these preset here, and they're saved all on Stream Elements. There's a be right back screen, an end screen, start screen, and then the main screen that's going to have some other elements in it. And I actually made multiples. Well, let's see. Actually, here's the deal. First of all, the reason I'm having to show you all this is because I lost all my OBS setup. So, but what you have to do is you have to connect your YouTube and your Twitch, right? So right now I'm on the Twitch side of Stream Elements. Again, for an example here, let's grab this copy URL. That's what you got to do. Copy URL. We'll go in here. Let me pull this up for a second. And now we're going to add a browser source. We're going to call this one start. See, I really... OBS is great. I had a lot more enjoyment out of using Streamlabs, which is just a little more intense on your system, and it didn't have problems like this where it wouldn't allow duplicate names. Now I understand why you don't want to have duplicate names in like a file thing. It can confuse it, but it's just like Streamlabs allowed it, and it's just making me mad. Because I don't have a source named start. I have a scene named start. So start browser. Let's do browser start. Browser, just naming conventions and all that. So that's going to pull up an automatic thing. So the URL I just copied is going to get put in there, and it's going to basically ping that for it. So now to make this a quick adjustment, I'm going to grab this and to transform it, and we're going to fit the screen. That did not work. Oh, you know what? We got double click on your source, and you're going to go back in here. We need to set it to 1920 by 1080. And now look, boom, here we are. We're ready to start the show. Now, I love Halo, I really do, but I'm working on, cleaning things up, right? So one thing I learned long ago is about alpha channels. which is kind of outside of the scope of everything I'm going to show you right now, but I'm just going to demonstrate how you can use alpha channels to make adjustments. Like this is a video basically coming through a browser through a link, and it's just going to keep repeating. But if I go over here to image and mask blend, and we're going to ask it for the alpha channel, and then we're going to look for our setup, and I hope I have this. Because again, I lost a lot of data because I had to switch out the motherboard, and I pretty much lost like a whole drive. I'm hoping I should have pulled this up before I started it, huh? That sucks. Where is it? Basically, I'm going to be able to use... Let's just hold on. Let's bring everything back here for a second. Oh, no, hold on. Let me pull this up here. Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? Woohoo! Cool. I'm trying to add this filter. And y'all can just enjoy the rolling halo goodness there. Filters, mask blend, source. Let's go down here to OBS. Let's go to, no, what about media? Stream. I need all files. Well, I guess maybe I lost that file too. Well, that sucks. Ah, here it is. Cool. All right. Hey, look at that. You can't really see it, but, well, maybe. Yeah, you can see it. What happened? Where'd my display go? That is weird. That is glitchy. That is really glitchy. That has nothing to do with what we're doing here. Anyway, to illustrate what it is the file looks like, I'm gonna hide the browser so we get a little bit of chill there on the movement, and I'm gonna pull up the actual file here. Let's go in here, graphics, actually OBS, boom. So this is what that file looks like, right? So, and I used GIMP, and look, there's still a little bit of white here, but it's basically an alpha channel, you know. It's like wherever there's black, there's going to be opacity. You're going to be able to see, there's going to be like zero opacity. You can see through the image. If it's white, then it's going to be opaque. All right? And if we go in here and go to filters, you can see this here. Again, you set it to alpha channel and just select your file. I'm going to have to clean that up, get it a little bit out there. But so, hey, sorry, Halo Infinite people, whoever made this, I'm stealing it. And you can just kind of see where I made that adjustment. Let me get rid of this display capture. And then we'll go ahead and pull up another image. What was this image? A frog? Now let's get another image here. I had made this my start art. Super cool. Image, transform, fit screen. At this point, y'all, I've shown you pretty much everything you need to know to get started, right? And you just get out there and find the different parts that you need to tinker with it to make it cool as you want. Now, right now, this is just showing for Twitch, right? It says latest follower here. You don't see my cursor, but yeah, you do see the latest follower. So let's go ahead and hide this and this. So I have those things set up, and I can go ahead and basically go into my other scenes and make that. Because once you make a source here, the OBS is going to remember that you made that source. For example, I made an image source right here, right? If I want to make another image source, it's going to ask you, do you want to create a new one or do you want to add an existing one? If you click add existing, it'll let you select. Sometimes you'll have multiple sources here, multiple images, multiple browser sources, multiple audio, video, whatever. It's all going to be here. And that's how you kind of pick and choose. So it's going to make setting those up a lot easier for me when I do that. So that's that part. What else we got? Scene sources, hotkeys. I talked about, stream key, right? So you get all this set up as you want it. Go back into your settings, and then you're going to go here to stream. And Twitch or YouTube, or what I like to use over here is Restream. Restream will check your encoder settings. I'll have to check that out. Anyway, they'll spit out what you need to fill this out. All right. So that's where you'll get that information from. Don't share it with anybody because people could use your channel. And, stream directly to it. So keep that stuff under wraps. As you see, I already went over stream elements as well. Let's see if I want to do the BRB again, just copy. We'll come in here. Now, I want to make even though we have this browser start, if I change anything on any source called browser start, that's the same, right? It's going to change it throughout all of OBS. Like, keep that in mind. Anytime you make any adjustment to a source, all the sources are going to be hitting. It's going to happen, right? So it's going to be annoying if you're not aware of that, and then you're moving around scenes, and some of your scenes are different because on one scene you were changing stuff. It's a bit of an annoying thing. All right, browser BRB. Throw that down. Let's put it at the 1080. Or sorry, 1920 by 1080. Excellent. We'll jump back in there. Push that in there. So that's going to bring us another. Yes, that right there. Now, we'll go ahead and come back over here. Yeah. So now so this is the one that we're working on. I need to make another filter. So this filters, they don't save the filters for whatever reason, but they do. Again, they save them on the sources. You just have to add filters. So we'll go to image mask blend, change this over to alpha, grab our MS alpha here, and that's done. So now if we go back here and take a look, we're back to where we're, and I like having this, it's kind of cool, super cool. I could probably add a little more black here on the bottom and a little more white here on the top just to make sure there's a good amount. But the reason it looks, you'll notice the file is actually based off, so I'm going to need a separate one of these files for each of these sources, right? Because when we look at the Be Right Back, it doesn't quite fit it, right? And I'm gonna add one more here in the end. Copy URL. Add another browser. We're gonna call it browser end. 1080. What am I doing? 1920 by 1080. And I didn't mean to close that. Let's go ahead and add the. Drag it down. Add the link in there, and we're back to the end. Gonna add a filter. Let's see. Add a filter here. No. I almost added a filter to display capture. That'd be fun. Let's try it out. Image mask blend. Same thing. Alpha. Browse. MS alpha. And look, it's the same thing. I don't know. I just think it's fun. Filters. Let me just remove that. I'm going to trash it. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Browser end. Filters. Image. Mask. Alpha. Browse. Boom. Boom. Ba boom. 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 So let's take a look at that. And remove the display so we just see. So this one's not as bad. I probably, again, could trim a little off the bottom. And stuff like that, but this is we're getting started. We're getting ready with it. So at this point, I'll end up going back through my scenes, putting them where they are, where they're supposed to be, and that'll be that. Now that I at least have these scenes set up, we can just again jump in the hotkeys, And as you add scenes, it's going to add the scene to the list of the hotkeys because each scene has at least these certain. I think it really depends on the sources because look, these browsers have these refresh the cache and stuff like that. So, yeah, again, these are scene specific hotkeys, but the one that we want to really be looking at is start BRB. Oh no, these are sources themselves. So you can make hotkeys just for the specific sources. What I'm talking about here is end BRB blank and start. This thing right here, switch to scenes. So in my head, I put numpad 7 as where the blank is, and then I put numpad 1 as where the scene starts. So for me, all I got to do is to jump into my stream. I get, I get my thumbnail ready. I get my, my title and everything ready and restream. I kind of mentally prepare myself, and then all I got to do is hit my hotkeys to start the stream. I'm already set up here on the blank scene, and then I'm hitting Control 1, numpad 1 to switch to the start. I didn't finish the rest. Hotkeys, start, and then let's start there. Okay, end. What did I have for the end? I think it was Alt 1. Start and end would be the same. So Control 1, Alt 1 on the other. And then we got BRB, which I don't really have. I don't think I had it set up that way on a hotkey. So I'll think about that one. I'm not sure where I want to put it yet. Y'all can't even see what I'm talking about, can you? Daggone it. Daggone it. Anyway, back over here on these hotkeys. This is where I was looking at, right? These scenes here. It's this thing right here. Switch to scene. That's what you want to set, okay? Sorry about that. Juggling a couple things here. But anyway, so that's done. Now, again, everything's ready to go. I can hotkey to start. I also had a scene as well. I'll just add one. That was like, there was the start, but then there was like where I was actually on camera, right? We weren't looking at the browser source. It was just kind of a main camera scene. Just to say hi. That's where the chat would be and all those things. So I'll go ahead and call that main, I guess, or start main. Start main. Cool. We got that set up. I was just trying to drag that around. Okay, I'm dragging it up there. I like to have things in an order that's like makes sense to me, right? We're starting from the top and everything goes, and then just by the end, we're at the bottom at the end of the show. So that's just my own. I'm going to go ahead and rename this to main because we're already kind of chilling here. Where's the rename? There it is. Where is it? Oh, I got to do it right there. Okay. Main. We'll just call it main. As in it's a main scene, right? Another thing I like to do is just add a little bit of my own graphical flair on things wherever I can. So we'll go back to this image. What is this image? It's a frog. No, it's that image. Okay. That's fine. We'll go ahead and I'm going to adjust this because there's another image I like to use. So I'm going to go to this image. We're going to double click it to get into the properties, hit browse. And now I'm going to go back to OneFrog9. I need to find all my little bits for the, I need large icons, please. Basically, it was just like a nice little border I had made. And, I had trouble finding this one, too. You can see my files are just a mess, y'all. So please pardon me and my horrible hygiene here. Here it is. So, again, this is just to reiterate. I already forgot where I put that. I believe it was... I'll just... Stream. Okay. Graphics stream. Okay. Graphics stream. Okay. To reiterate, look. It's just this transparency in the middle, right? You play with some gradients, make some lines, make some shapes, and now you got a border. Looks good. I like it. I dig it. Let's pull that up in front because it's basically going to be, it's the edge, right? This is how I'm trying to distinguish myself from everybody else doing what they're doing. And you'll notice here I even have these little safe zone images going, like it's actually in the settings over here. This is just good practice. Like if you're going to be wanting to be in production, wanting to be in live or production, entertainment, editing, whatever, you don't want to be in like the 10. You don't want anything important in the 10% edge of the screen, right? So that's part of that too. It's a little wide, so I'm just going to drag it a bit and then recenter it. Transform, center to screen. Can we get a little more off of that, or are we just going for it? What is this? It's not even like, that makes no sense. Can I just, okay, I'll just do that then, that's fine. Just to make sure real quick, transform and center to screen. Make sure everything's centered. So we'll just call that one, we're going to rename this border. Rename border. And another thing, I like having another image where it's just a background, kind of a default background, just in case something isn't on the stream. But you guys, y'all get the idea that this is, this is just it. You just go through here, add your sources, set yourself up. And that's the easy part. I'm going to say that's the easy part of streaming, right? Is figuring out OBS, figuring out your style, your graphics and all that. That's kind of the easy part. But to me, the hard part is like, why are people going to stay and watch what you're doing? I don't, until you're at a certain level where this is a full-time or even maybe a part-time thing, or you have enough attention on what you're doing and it's actually generating a means for you to survive. Until you hit that point, it's a long road, right? This isn't an instant thing that's going to happen. So I just want to say, when you're not streaming, think about how to how to make this interesting, how to make it work, how to be fresh, right? Because it's there's a bunch of streamers jumping on every day, every month, every year, and it's probably only going to get more competitive. So I do it because I really just enjoy the process and just enjoy putting my stuff out here. And as yo, what's up, Switch? How's it going, man? Sorry, I just noticed that chat if you were talking to me. Yeah, man, just I lost all my OBS setup, and yeah, I'm sad. But I got a new motherboard and my computer is working, so that's pretty much what's good. So, but yeah, basically just to round all this out, I'm going to cut this video as it is and then start another stream and actually play some games. So come hang out if you want to watch me play Halo, Tarkov, Space Engineers, whatever's going on. Dead Drop, don't forget Dead Drop from the Midnight Society. I'm really, really enjoying that as well. But yeah, just challenge yourself and try to think about how to really bring something new to this space. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to look silly. I'm used to kind of being on stage, right? It's been a while since I've done an official thing, but I have experience with it. And yeah, I do get nervous every time I'm about to start sometimes, but kind of once I get rolling, it kind of gets in the flow of things. So anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all I got. Thanks for coming through. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to cut this and jump right into another stream where I might actually play some games and do some other stuff. But I'm glad I got at least my setup kind of back together here. So thanks for coming through. If you got any questions, hit me up in the comments. Switch, thanks for popping through, man. Like I said, I'm going to fire up another one here, but I just want to cut this short little video here. It's running on 30 minutes. Just talking about how I set up my stuff. Oh, I was going to mention some other tools. That's a bonus right there, right? One of these tools I really enjoy is called DS clock. Let me pull this in here. This right here. It's called D as in dog, S as in Sam, DS clock. And it's got a whole gaggle of options here. You can change the format of the time, and I just like having a clock that's not on the taskbar, and I can put transparency on it. I can lock its position, and I just like having a quick reference there. So that's one tool I really like, and that's especially useful because you see, for a while I was streaming like every Thursday at 11 a.m. This tool helped me hit that mark at the exact second, right? Because we're counting seconds here. So I'm not sure when I'm going to kind of hit it back at that level, but this is a good tool to work in that kind of mode. Let's see, the other tool I was going to talk about. Where'd my papers go? My notes. DS clock, key scrambler. I mean, key scrambler. It just scrambles. It's more of a security thing. I'm kind of paranoid for some reason on this in the internet age. And voice meter. Other one is voice meter. Super fun tool. A big favorite of mine. This allows me to split audio and because voice, and it's all free. Voice meter comes with another software called Virtual Cable, and it's just an input and output software for audio, basically. So what I do is get this, and actually this is, as you can see, voice meter banana, right? There's actually just a regular version of voice meter. It's much simpler, and that's what I started with. And then I moved on to voice meter banana because I wanted more inputs and outputs. And so what I'm able to do is put Discord on its own channel here through the virtual cable. You can see right here, here's where I'm listed in my DMCA lockdown to music, but y'all can't hear it because I have separate outputs. That's a whole nother, using this is a whole nother video in and of itself, but it's a great tool to use if you're trying to, maybe listen to your own music while you're streaming that you can't play because you're going to get it, how they do with the DMCA crap. So that's one workaround there. Let me try, is there any other tools? I will shout out here the Restream chat as well. You can see there's Switch saying what's up. This is the Restream chat bot. You can adjust the opacity of it, and I actually have it where it's click through as well, meaning that I have to hold a button, which is control here. I have to hold a button in order to actually use it. Otherwise, anything behind it is what's going to be clicked on. So you can actually put this over your game or whatever, and it won't be seen. I mean, obviously, unless you're using a display capture, right? This is what we're using here. But now that that's gone, y'all can't see it. I got it over here. Yeah. So that's it, y'all. That's go out there, tell the world what you're doing and why, and make some art, make some streams, play some games, make some friends. Be consistent. Challenge yourself. All right. I said that probably already, but either way, that's it. That's all. There's no more. Okay. So with that, I bid you adieu. Enjoy. Happy streaming, people.